you know, fundamentally it's always been about providing opportunities for girls and women to be involved in the game of basketball. And you know, I think, you know, my mum Betty was ahead of her time in how a vision and a mission to create those opportunities for girls in the sport. And you know, that's what the legacy that she's left is. We're hoping that we're fulfilling that and still providing opportunities for girls to be involved, whether it's as a player, an official. You know, we've got girls who used to play who are now top officials and official, you know, at FIBA competitions. We've got girls who volunteer, who are table officials, gone on to great careers. And I think, you know, it's about just providing girls with confidence and experience and skills and qualities that stay with them for life, whether it's as a basketball player or just as a great person.
Not enough people realise that they are Sheffield's most successful sporting organisation, bringing huge profile, not only within the city, but more particularly outside the city. And when you look at the number of championships they've won against much better resource competition, it's awesome. But it's not just a basketball club, it's an organisation that is really integral to the life of the city.
When I was young, obviously being on the side of the court to start with, I always saw the older players, people like Naomi Campbell, Helen Naylor, and watching them grow up through the Hatters. So I knew I wanted that to be me. I knew my family had played at a high level, my mum had, my auntie had, my nan even had. So I knew from a young age I wanted to be on the court and I wanted to be playing for the national team and playing for the highest team we had, because previously it was Division 1 and now it's grown to WBBL. So I like to help get coaches into schools around Sheffield. I think it's really important to get out there at the grassroots level to show kids what basketball is. A lot of kids have never been to a game, don't really know much about basketball, but for us to be role models in schools, that's huge, and that's where the next generation of Hatters comes from. So for us to be out there showing them what basketball is, teaching them, hopefully encouraging them to come down and play, it's the start of the future.
My daughter was actually cheerleading through COVID, but the club unfortunately got cancelled. We needed some sort of another outlet for her. She wanted to try something different, like basketball, and we found it on social media and the internet, really, a lot of research, and just emailed Lorraine and she'd come along, so it all started from there, really. It's just so good to have them as role models for the girls that are wanting to come through. They are just, you know, they're really good with the younger girls as well, the bigger teens.
This club wouldn't exist without volunteers. It's completely volunteer run, and it's amazing. Actually, a lot of people are always surprised. I know that Betty was always regularly saying that when she goes to groups, she could never believe, because of the reputation that Hatters have and how much we achieve. And even when we get people coming to speak to us, they sometimes think that everyone who's involved works rather than it's actually all done voluntary. A lot of the team managers are parents, and they help organise the girls to get to games, fixtures. You know, it is a big extra commitment, but they then also learn skills and development themselves. We've had parents that have said that before, that they get a lot from it as well. But we also have players that on match days who used to be in the original Hatters team, so people in their 70s that are playing. And so I think what's nice is it really feels like a family, Hatters, and the volunteers are of a mixture of ages. It's not all just the parents, and whether you're coming down just for the game days or you're involved in the trustee level, you know, everyone's really passionate and they want to be able to offer lots for the girls.
So we are the senior men and senior women in basketball, in professional basketball, and I see that working well in terms of being able to jointly approach the sport and improve the opportunities to play the sport at a high level in Sheffield for both the men and the women. So we've come together to sort of promote a joint venture in terms of commerciality, in terms of opportunity, in terms of expansion, in terms of coaching and pastoral support for players that are coming through a system. There's multiple benefits in terms of the sport as a whole, but the practical benefits are there also, playing out of the same facility. driving the same commercial opportunities and being able to level, if you like, the men and the women's game in Sheffield. So the Park Community Arena will be complete towards the end of July, middle of August, enough for us to be able to move in, and then obviously we need to test it out a little bit before we open the doors, but we expect to be fully open by the end of September with events. And that will most certainly kick off with the Sharks and the Hatters. But it's a very exciting building, opens lots of opportunities for multi-sports, and we're really excited to be there.
It's been a tough couple of years for the Hatters since COVID, but you know, we've got great people, great trustees, great volunteers, great supporters, great partners, and you know, just want to say a big thank you for everybody for the help and support, and just say, you know, if anybody else wants to get involved with us and give us help, support in any way, you can contact us on our website, or there's a phone number there. And as I said, you know, you're more than welcome at the Hatters.